After 10 o'clock, it is 14 degrees Celsius downtown right now, heading for a height. Now, it's taking a little while, but I think it's going to get there. I really do. 17 degrees is what the weatherman says. I'm saying 20 degrees today, pushing it out there. Barbara, on the other hand, is saying 21 degrees. So, well, it'll be interesting to see how we go. It really, really will. Let me just head on back and... let me do this first. Believe me, you'll understand.
Galaxy. 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, and today's feature artist on The Breakfast Show, Rod Black, good friend to Galaxy, in fact, family member. He's been there for a number of years now. We've formed a huge relationship, followed him through his career, and absolutely love Rod's work. We really, really do. So let's get it underway. Here is Rod Black on Galaxy with Barely Getting By. Did we get it?
If you click onto it, I've tagged you in it. So if you click on that, where I've tagged you, this one here, that one, no, yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
It's a great song, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, John Pater says, hello, Rod.
Yeah, John Pater says hello, Rod.
Oh, perfect. I'm just talking to John actually. Well, 15 minutes ago we were texting.
Okay, well, believe me, he's a great friend of ours. We love Ash. You know what I mean? That really is, you really need to lubricate that throat of yours.
Well, it's because I'm talking all day, and then it's like kind of dry out a little bit. So I apologize. So I drink as much beverages as I can.
No worries, bro.
Sometimes that's, I don't know.
I get it. I talk all day.
If I wasn't driving, I'd be drinking some Jack Daniels. I tell you that right now. I'll be doing that after I park the vehicle.
John says, I see he's in his office. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Dear.
My office, yeah, for sure. That's
Yeah, no,
Believe me, I have one that resembles something similar. Mine's got a roundy thing that you hang on to for grim death as well.
Yeah, does it? I just thought it was the right time to get one. My dad's always wanted me to get a truck, and I used to have one when he was alive, but after that I ended up always getting like old muscle cars. I had a 69 Mustang and all that kind of stuff, and so I finally said, you know what, for you, Dad, and I named her the truck Angel. So
okay, yeah. All right, fair cool. Believe me, here in New Zealand, our Prime Minister is actually trying to get us off fossil fuel vehicles and into electric cars, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing about that.
I've got an issue with that. First of all, they don't exist here in New Zealand. Secondly, she's also targeting use. Now, how the hell am I going to get my boat to the jetty now? And thirdly, what kind of size of line do I need for my power to get around the country?
It's true.
That's a hell of a power cord. That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107fm, and today, believe me, catching up with a good friend of ours, Rod Black's joining us. Got to give a shout out to Sean Simpson as well. We rock, yes, I know, and thank you so much for joining us, Sean. Absolute pleasure. Now, for everybody over there that is watching us live, now, I've got to say thank you for tuning in. If you're going to be watching a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? You do. Yeah, sub, thumb, bell, bingo, you got it. Notifications, that's why bell, all right? Yeah, because we do come up with important people. And today, absolutely elated good old friend of ours, Rod Black's here. Hello, Rod. Nice to see you back in your office.
Yes. Thank you for having me once again.
It is an absolute pleasure, my friend. We've known each other for a number of years now, and I remember you saying to me, we get on mainly because you're kind of superstitious. We have a 7 in our name.
Yes.
I'm not wrong, am I?
Nope, sevens is, that runs my life ever since I was a little kid. There's a whole journey on that one.
Hold on. I think Barbara bounced something there and it went a little bit funny. Now, Rod, I got to be honest with you. Just last week, we turned 7 as Galaxy 107.
Yes. I remember that, and I wished you guys all the best, didn't I, on that?
You did. So,
yeah, I thought I did. I thought I thought that was a very important number for you guys to hit.
So you know something, my friend? Lucky year this year, it really, really is. And we're making the most of this COVID virus thing right now. We got to, if you know what I mean. Otherwise we'd cry, really. Let's be honest. The world has come to a full stop, and we want to try and give it a kickstart, get it back up and running again.
Yeah.
Now, right now, and I know this is happening, every artist around the world right now is barely getting by. We opened the show with Rod Black's version of Barely Getting By. Tell me all about it, Rod.
Well, I was sitting there in Vernon, actually with Jeff Johnson and Louie and Langley from Hillside Outlaws, which you've already chatted with many times. Great guys, very talented. And we just kind of started writing the song. Jeff said, I got this idea for a song, titled Barely Getting By. And it just kind of, when you get that many guys in a room that are kind of like all going through the same thing, you know what I mean? We don't know what's around the corner with COVID and all that kind of stuff. We're also trying to be social distancing, and we're trying to do everything we can in the studio and, be respectful of all that. And I just thought Barely Getting By was very appropriate for that moment. And we decided to go into the studio with it.
Rod, we get a huge response for you across the board anyway. It's a blanket Rod Black fave here at Galaxy, but this one actually is climbing in the charts right now, in our country charts, and believe me, I'd like to see it to get up as high as number 1. I really, really would. Right now, it's at number 14 on the country charts.
Hey, 14's good. Put 2 sevens together and you get 14. I'm happy with that.
There you go. Another assimilation to 7. Love that. I really, really do. Now, at the same time, my friend, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be able to talk to us down here in New Zealand. And I know you're a very busy man and have been talking quite a bit, quite recently, hence the dry throat, actually. Believe me, I get that every now and again as well. So I understand. So I'm going to move on very quickly and say, Rod, tell us about Lake Town, because we've been playing this. We haven't said anything to anybody, and it has blown up, literally. So please, fill us all in. Tell us about Lake Town.
Well, that was another special one there with Mr. Jeff Johnson. We were, it was right after Barely Getting By, actually, and Jeff and I were in the studio, and we were working on another song. Maybe it was Barely Getting By, but we were working on a couple of them at the same time. And, it's the winter time, and we're talking about the summer and the cabins and missing all that kind of stuff and not knowing what's around the corner once again. And he just sits there with the acoustic guitar and comes up with this guitar riff. And then right away I'm like, that sounds like, a summer type song. And then all of a sudden we're in it. We're like, let's write a summer song. And then boom, him and I were 15 minutes, 20 minutes, the song was written. It was just one of those special tracks that kind of wanted to show a little bit of a fun side. I do believe that you guys believe I have that. I do have a fun side once in a while. But yeah, no, seriously, it was just a good time song that we wanted to have out there, and giving people hope that we're going to be back out there soon enough. And now it's out there, and I'm starting to hear things are happening. A couple more shows here coming around the corner, so there's some good stuff going on, and the summer's around the corner too, so that's really important.
I'm really excited because I think that's, I think we're getting on top of this COVID virus thing. I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. I can see 3 different countries, different regions, different states and parts. Things are starting to slowly get back to planning stuff, on a little bit of a bigger scale. I mean, you can have 100 at a party right now. Okay, we're making the most of that. We really are. And this is not only here in New Zealand, but around the world. But we are planning for something, 5,000, then 10,000, 30,000, 100,000. We're looking at getting back slowly to the music industry. I really, really am. And right now I can see that riders getting all prepared because, believe me, it's not going to be long over in British Columbia either to be able to get back on the stage. Are you missing it, Rod?
Yeah, definitely. Last year was was going to be a big one for us. We had a lot of really good shows and then a bunch of stuff in the States. And, but right now my focus is, getting guests back on stage, but I've got a different kind of purpose this time around. Obviously we were talking about earlier about my sister having the brain aneurysm, and that shook the foundation. And you know how I am, we've talked about this many times as well. Music is just a bonus for me. It really boils down to it's family number one. So when this happened, and especially with Sadie, she's an entertainer as well, right? We've talked about that. And when that hit, it was like, okay, music's on hold for however long it's got to be. Now, we've been talking with the doctors and the nurses and stuff like that. And like I said, it's scheduling, lots of phone calls and, being on our toes, so to speak. These are crucial times right now. But now it's all about putting some shows together, and I want to raise money to help my sister. She's doing the hyperbaric chambers, and that's really helping her. And so we've got the GoFundMe and all that kind of stuff. So my focus is getting back on stage, but for a different reason, if that makes sense.
It really does. So here live is Rod Black at Galaxy and breaking to the world right now. Everybody knows what it is, who it is now. Here's Lake Town. I know what it's like to be inside a hyperbaric chamber, bro. I had the bends once.
Oh, but you know what? It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing what it can do.
Yeah. And
it's for everybody to really be in these, right? I didn't realize that. But it's incredible, and we're just so thankful. And the staff there is incredible doctors and nurses, just one heck of a team. So we're very thankful.
I ended up in the hospital at the Navy barracks in Devonport in Auckland, the biggest one there is, and they had a...
So you had the bends, and I know a little bit about that because I've had people that have gone through that. Now, so was that in a training, or what was that exactly?
It was in a training, in fact.
It was. I've heard that can happen, right?
Yeah. I think that day. I'll take responsibility for that because I think that day I had cloth ears and I wasn't listening to the specific instruction. I just buggered up the mix, to be honest, and it's nobody's fault except for mine because, at the end of the day I've got to take that into the water, you know what I mean? So.
Well, I've seen videos on Navy training and stuff, or the Navy SEALs, unbelievable. Like, props off to the military out there, anybody that's, that is protecting our countries and all that kind of stuff. Very, very important. But, I'm glad that you made it through that because that could have been really bad for you.
Luckily, I mean, we got there, you know what I mean? But luckily I had somebody that was aware of what was happening at the time. It's a buddy system, and so they got all over it really, really quickly. They weren't anything to do with the Navy. In fact, I had nothing to do with the Navy. I'm an Air Force guy myself, to be honest, right? But they knew what to do, and they sent out an Air Force helicopter to come and pick us up and take us straight to the hospital. And bang, before you know it, I'm in this chamber. Okay, let's make the most of it. Anyway, bro, let's go back to this.
Unbelievable. Well, we got to talk a little more about that. I'm just happy that you made it through.
Yeah. You know, I've just got to read this, I really do. With evolution into the country sound, I believe, Rod's musical direction, very happy to call him a friend, quote unquote, Terry Jennings, son of Waylon Jennings. That's amazing.
Yeah, I miss Terry. I do. I miss that guy. I was talking with him a week before he passed that Christmas, and he has a lot to do with the journey. You know what I mean? He knew the connection between my dad and I. I told you that story about the dads. Did I tell you that story?
No, I don't think you did.
I gotta share the story because it just gives the props of who these people really are. Like, everybody always looks at idols and legends and stuff like that going, oh geez, they're probably so busy they don't have time for people. Terry and I and his son, we sat down in Waco and had a meeting, and he told me straight out, he said, listen, I'm interested in managing your career. I think you need to be a little patient though, because I think the country rock that you're doing right now, like, keep in mind this is about 4 years ago now, right? And he said, I think you'd be patient. I think you're going to be right where you need to be. And I was like, well, thank you. I just want to say, I just appreciate you taking the time. And I don't know what made me say it, because we're both religious. Our families come from backgrounds like that. So I felt it was the right, appropriate thing. And I said, how much respect my dad had for Waylon and the family, like just immense respect. And I said, isn't it amazing that our dads are looking down on us right now? And potentially you could be managing my career. And at that moment, he could have said, my dad was Waylon Jennings, son. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And your dad was, he said, you know what? He smiled and he goes, our dads are looking down right now with so much pride. And they're so proud of us, Rod. This moment is really special. And when he said that, I was just like, wow. And he welcomed me into the family just like that, just by saying what he said there. And that was, I'll never, ever forget those words. And he was just an amazing soul, right?
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, we miss him. A lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Terry Jennings, son of Waylon Jennings. And Rod, well, I kind of think that if you're not keeping on, then you're not doing it right.
Hello, Dan Washburn.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rod, we're going to have to move on right now, but unfortunately,
hi, Tim.
we've got to say a few things. Tim Steinruck's joining us. Nice to have you on board, Tim. Same with Noel Grabinski as well. Nice to have you guys there. Sean Simpson, love you. Really, really love you, Sean. We really, really do. And, of course, John Pater's in there as well. So, my friend, we are going to have to move on. We have another interview, of course, with Cassandra Clay.
No problem. I always just appreciate you guys taking the time. So thank you very much. You stay safe out there.
Rod, I've got to let you know that you're royalty here. And believe me, all I can say is, are we looking forward to another track in the near future?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. It's funny, I was saying with my voice being a little worn out, I've been writing like crazy. I've been singing since probably 5 o'clock this morning. As soon as I get up, I'm going. Probably why it's a little rough, but I've been writing like crazy. And I'm excited about some pretty important songs in my life that I might get a chance to record or whatever it takes. But yeah, I just want to say thank you again for all the support. It means so much. And everybody out there that knows the situation about my sister, the GoFundMe, really, really appreciate that, the hyperbaric chambers. And I got some special stuff coming up. Tailgate Down with Rod Black, cool session thing we're going to be doing. Maybe play some of my new stuff coming and whatever, just for the heck of it. And but just really want to say thank you for the support. And yeah, and just come by, anybody out there, come by, say hi. I heard you sleep, so come by, say hi. You're going through some stuff. Hey, I'm probably going through the same or very similar stuff. So, we're all on this wild planet together, and be good to each other, and lots of love.
Rod, before you go, just tell us how we can make a little donation in the GoFundMe.
Well, yeah, what I'll do is I'll post that. I'll post the link. We're actually putting the new one up. I don't know if I told you this, but Sadie's got a song called Superwoman. How ironic. It's an amazing song. And right before her aneurysm, we were in the studio mixing it. It was supposed to come out. Well, it still is coming out now, but we just wanted to make sure she was cool with that, out of respect. So we're doing a new GoFundMe so people can hear the song. I'm doing a guitar giveaway and all kinds of stuff, and it's going to be really special. But I'll make sure that the link is up there.
Please,
for you guys.
Please, because we would love to be able to, in a small way, be a part of that too. You know what I mean?
Oh, It just means so much that you're even thinking about that. And like I said, we want to give something back as well. So like I said, there's going to be a really cool guitar that my buddy's making and stuff like that. It's special, one of a kind, and it's pretty cool.
Absolutely love it. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live this morning by Rod Blake coming out of British Columbia. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't go anywhere just yet, Rod, but in the meantime, let's do a little Green Day 21 Guns.
I know you're gonna dig this.